The 7 levels of Wakandan tribes explained. Level 1. Minor outsider factions. War dogs. The Hatut Zaraze, translating to Dogs of War in the Wakandan language, operate as Wakanda's Black Ops force and secret police, existing separately from traditional tribal structures while serving the royal family's interests through extrajudicial means. These elite operatives wear vibranium mesh suits, identifiable by their distinctive white color, equipped with energy-dampening boots that eliminate sound during infiltration missions and cloaking technology rendering them functionally invisible to most detection systems. Their equipment arsenal includes advanced Wakandan weaponry that initially derived from stolen Hyena Clan technology, vibranium-powered energy weapons, teleportation devices, stealth gear, and experimental ordnance too dangerous for standard military deployment. The war dogs function as Wakanda's first line of covert defense, deployed when threats require methods the same. Black Panther publicly cannot endorse conducting assassinations, sabotage, espionage, and counterintelligence operations across the globe. The organization's controversial history stems from their willingness to cross ethical lines that T'Challa found intolerable, leading to their official disbandment when he assumed the throne and their subsequent reformation as mercenaries under the White Wolf's leadership. Despite this exile, the War Dogs maintained fanatical devotion to Wakanda, operating independently to protect what they perceived as the nation's best interests, regardless of royal approval. When T'Challa's sister Shuri claimed the Wakandan throne, she quietly brought the Hatut Zaraze back under royal control as clandestine strike force, mobilizing them during Wakanda's war with Atlantis and deploying them on missions requiring absolute discretion. Their training regimen produces some of the deadliest operatives on Earth, warriors capable of infiltrating fortified installations, eliminating superhuman targets, and vanishing without trace. The War Dogs represent Wakanda's willingness to employ morally ambiguous methods when national security demands it, existing in shadows where honor and necessity intersect. Level 2 Cult Factions. Hyena Clan. The Hyena Clan, also called the Jabari Clan, originated centuries ago when a warrior who won the Challenge Day trials to become Black Panther was rejected by the goddess Bast and died after consuming the heart-shaped herb, prompting his outraged son to found an organization of brilliant but vengeful Wakandans who harbored grudges against the Panther tribe's rule. These exiled inventors and warriors developed advanced vibranium technology that rivaled official Wakandan innovations, creating teleportation devices allowing instantaneous travel across continents, energy weapons powered by stolen vibranium reserves, stealth systems making entire squads invisible, and resurrection altars with properties allowing them to revive deceased individuals and manipulate them as pawns. The Hyena Clan used these technological advantages to operate as nomadic raiders across Africa, stealing resources with impunity, manipulating neighboring nations into conflicts with Wakanda, and conducting forbidden experiments that violated every ethical principle Wakandan science observed. Their most infamous operation involved resurrecting King Xantra's deceased lover Nanti and using her to manipulate the king into declaring war on neighboring Mohanda, nearly destroying Wakanda through manufactured conflict before Jabari warriors intervened. When they orchestrated food thefts during a great drought that sparked war between Wakanda and Naganda, King Ben-Hazine, one of Bast's greatest hunters, systematically rooted out every hyena cell operating in Wakanda and banished the entire clan permanently. Modern Hyena Clan operations continue their legacy of technological terrorism. They attempted to steal water from the Wakandan reservoir that supplied 4 nations, were defeated by future Foundation students, and currently operate as scattered cells providing weapons technology to anyone willing to pay. The War Dogs' equipment initially derived from captured Hyena Clan innovations, demonstrating that even Wakanda's most elite forces benefited from technology these exiles developed. The Hyena Clan represents Wakanda's cautionary tale about brilliance divorced from ethics, showing how genius-level innovation becomes terrorism when driven by vengeance rather than service to community. Crocodile Cult. The Crocodile Cult worships Sobek, the ancient Wakandan deity based on the Egyptian god of the same name, through rituals honoring the crocodile's patience, stealth, and lethal efficiency in aquatic environments. Before Wakanda's unification under Bashenga, the Crocodile Cult battled rival tribes including the White Gorilla Cult, Lion Clan, and Hyena Clan for territorial dominance, refusing to assist when Bashenga predicted the vibranium meteor's catastrophic arrival and united only after he single-handedly averted disaster. The cult's followers developed combat techniques mimicking crocodilian hunting patterns, remaining motionless for extended periods before explosive strikes, using waterways for infiltration and escape, and employing death rolls to incapacitate opponents caught in grappling holds. Their warriors wear ceremonial armor incorporating crocodile imagery, sometimes using actual crocodile hide treated with vibranium compounds for enhanced durability, and wield weapons designed for aquatic combat including harpoons, nets, and blades optimized for underwater use. The Crocodile Cult participated in the quinquennial tournaments, allowing various tribes to challenge the Black Panther for Wakanda's throne, entering combat combatants who fought using their distinctive crocodilian techniques before being defeated by Lion Clan representatives in preliminary matches. Their worship of Sobek, described as an ancient and somewhat forgotten deity, suggests the cult has diminished significantly from its pre-unification prominence, losing followers to the dominant Panther cult while maintaining small communities of devoted worshippers. In desperate attempt to weaken Wakanda, surviving cult members resurrected the supernatural predator Morlun, intending him to devour the Black Panther's totem and destabilize the nation. But Morlun immediately turned on the Crocodile Cult and killed every member present before feeding on the longtime Panther adversary Manape. This catastrophic miscalculation effectively ended the Crocodile Cult as significant force in Wakandan religious or political life, reducing them to historical footnote rather than active threat to Panther dominance. Level 3. Specialized Tribes. Merchant Tribe. The Merchant Tribe oversees all trade, commerce, and economic innovation in Wakanda, managing international business relationships, internal markets, artistic craftsmanship, and the careful distribution of vibranium-derived products to outside world without revealing the full extent of Wakanda's resources. Their leadership traditionally falls to brilliant economists and master negotiators who understand both traditional African trade networks and modern global markets, allowing Wakanda to generate enormous wealth while maintaining its isolationist facade. Merchant Tribe members wear distinctive attire, including gold earrings inspired by Fulani tribal designs, robes decorated with Ethiopian crosses and Tuareg symbols, indigo blue Tuareg robes, and veils during trades to maintain anonymity and prevent outsiders from identifying individual Wakandan merchants. Their cultural practices blend multiple African traditions into unique aesthetic, representing Wakanda's Pan-African heritage while serving practical purpose of obscuring individual identities during sensitive negotiations. The Merchant Tribe's economic strategies balance profit generation with national security. They developed cover businesses explaining Wakanda's wealth without revealing vibranium deposits, created shell corporations conducting international trade, and established networks allowing Wakandan technology to reach global markets in carefully controlled quantities. Their innovations include developing vibranium applications that can be sold internationally without revealing the metal's full capabilities, creating artificial scarcity that maintains vibranium's astronomical value, and structuring trade agreements that benefit Wakanda while keeping partner nations dependent on continued Wakandan cooperation. The tribe's artisans produce magnificent works incorporating vibranium into jewelry, textiles, and decorative pieces that showcase Wakandan craftsmanship while concealing the technology's military applications. When T'Challa revealed Wakanda's true nature to the world, the Merchant Tribe faced unprecedented challenges, adapting their strategies from secretive manipulation to transparent cooperation, requiring complete restructuring of international relationships and business practices built over centuries. Mining Tribe. The Mining Tribe controls Wakanda's most vital resource, the vibranium deposits that transformed the nation from hunter-gatherer society into technological superpower, operating extensive mining operations, refining facilities, and research laboratories dedicated to understanding and exploiting the extraterrestrial metals properties. Their leadership traditionally consists of metallurgists, geologists, and engineers who combine traditional mining knowledge with cutting-edge science, developing techniques for extracting vibranium without destabilizing the massive deposits or triggering catastrophic energy releases. The tribe's members wear ceremonial dress inspired by the Himba people of Namibia, including distinctive Irembe dreadlock-style hair made with ochre and shea butter with goat hair tufts, crowns of amber beads, and Maasai-inspired beaded headdresses. Their aesthetic celebrates earth and minerals, reflecting their intimate connection to Wakanda's underground wealth and the sacred responsibility of managing the vibranium mound. The Mining Tribe's technological innovations focus on vibranium refinement and application. They developed processes separating different vibranium isotopes for specific purposes, created alloys combining vibranium with conventional metals to produce materials with tailored properties, and discovered techniques for shaping the notoriously difficult-to-work metal into everything from microscopic circuitry to massive architectural supports. Their mining operations extend deep beneath Wakanda's surface, following vibranium veins through extensive tunnel networks while monitoring for the demon spirits, vibranium-mutated beings that plagued early miners before Bashanga established containment protocols. The tribe maintains detailed geological surveys tracking every vibranium deposit in Wakandan territory, guards these maps with absolute secrecy, and rations extraction to prevent resource depletion. When Ulysses Claw murdered King T'Chaka attempting to steal vibranium, the Mining Tribe implemented enhanced security measures including armed guards at every facility, sensor networks detecting unauthorized excavation, and rapid response teams capable of collapsing tunnels to prevent theft even at cost of losing portions of the deposits. Level 4. Warrior Tribes. Border Tribe. The Border Tribe serves as Wakanda's first line of defense, maintaining the carefully crafted illusion that Wakanda is merely another impoverished African nation, while secretly operating as elite warriors protecting the kingdom's borders from external threats. Their members live in mountainous regions surrounding Wakanda, presenting themselves as simple farmers and shepherds to deceive foreign observers, wearing traditional Basotho blankets inspired by the Sotho people of Lesotho that serve dual purpose as practical cold weather protection and concealed vibranium weave armor. The blankets are imprinted with patterned vibranium that functions as personal shielding, capable of deflecting bullets, absorbing energy attacks, and withstanding bladed weapons while appearing to be simple textiles. Border Tribe warriors wear Lesotho-inspired knitted head covers with distinctive heart-shaped borders around the face, use white rhinoceros as both livestock and war mounts, and maintain extensive knowledge of every mountain pass, hidden trail, and defensive position along Wakanda's perimeter. The tribe's military capabilities far exceed their pastoral appearance. Warriors train from childhood in combat techniques optimized for mountainous terrain, master weapons ranging from traditional spears to advanced energy rifles concealed in farming equipment, and coordinate with sensor networks hidden throughout border regions, providing real-time intelligence on approaching threats. Their white rhinoceros are specifically bred and trained for combat, charging into battle with vibranium-reinforced armor and carrying warriors wielding electrified lances. The Border Tribe participated extensively in the Battle of Wakanda against Thanos' army, with their warriors forming shield walls using their vibranium blankets and their rhinoceros cavalry smashing through outrider hordes. Their leader, Wakabi, commanded significant political influence within Wakanda, sitting on the tribal council advising the king, though his support for Eric Killmonger's isolationist policies created tension with T'Challa's vision for international cooperation. The Border Tribe represents Wakanda's defensive philosophy, appearing weak to avoid attracting enemies while maintaining overwhelming force to destroy any threat foolish enough to attack. River Tribe. The River Tribe controls Wakanda's waterways, managing fishing industries, agricultural irrigation systems, river transportation networks, and aquatic defense capabilities that make Wakanda's rivers as impenetrable as its mountain borders. Their members wear distinctive green clothing made from crocodile skin, with some males wearing lip plates, discs inserted into enlarged lower lips, in tradition honoring their connection to river predators. The tribe's aesthetic draws heavily from East African river communities, combining functional waterproofing with ceremonial elements, celebrating water as life source and defensive barrier. River Tribe warriors excel in aquatic combat, using rivers, lakes, and swamps as hunting grounds where their intimate knowledge of currents, depths, and wildlife provides overwhelming tactical advantage against land-based opponents who cannot match their swimming ability or navigate treacherous waters safely. The tribe's responsibilities extend beyond simple fishing and agriculture. They maintain Wakanda's agricultural productivity through sophisticated irrigation systems, channeling water from major rivers to farmland throughout the kingdom, operate river-based transportation networks moving goods and people via vibranium-powered boats that navigate even shallow or turbulent waters, and guard against amphibious invasions using underwater sensor networks, concealed weapons platforms, and trained crocodiles serving as living security systems. Their warriors fight using weapons optimized for aquatic environments, including harpoons, nets, retractable blades that function underwater, and vibranium-powered underwater propulsion systems, allowing rapid movement through rivers and lakes. The River Tribe played a crucial role during Wakanda's conflicts with Atlantis. When Namor attacked under Phoenix Force influence, River Tribe forces engaged Atlantean troops in aquatic combat where their knowledge of Wakandan waterways offset the Atlanteans' superior underwater abilities. Their agricultural management ensures Wakanda maintains food security despite limited arable land, using advanced hydroponics, vibranium-enhanced fertilizers, and carefully managed crop rotation to maximize yields. Level 5. Elite Clans. Lion Clan. The Lion Clan worships Sekhmet, the lion goddess based on the Egyptian deity of the same name, who possessed unique ability to physically manifest before her followers, unlike the Panther god who appeared only to priests, yet paradoxically lost worshippers over centuries to the Panther cult despite this visible divine presence. Sekhmet could possess any human worshipper's body or inhabit those sanctified and sacrificed by her followers, transforming these vessels into her avatars with superhuman strength, durability, and size-changing abilities, rapid movement speeds, teleportation capability for herself, and others, density manipulation, and powerful mind control affecting weak-willed targets. The lion goddess possessed immortality and could grow to enormous proportions, making her avatars formidable combatants even against superhuman opponents. The Lion Clan's warriors incorporated leonine imagery into their armor and weapons, drawing inspiration from Maasai leonine garb with designs evoking the mane, claws, and predatory nature of lions while maintaining distinctly Wakandan aesthetic sensibilities. The clan participated in the quinquennial tournaments, allowing tribes to challenge for the throne, with their their representative defeating both the White Gorilla Cult and Crocodile Cult combatants in preliminary rounds before facing the Black Panther himself, demonstrating the Lion Clan produced warriors of exceptional skill even without divine intervention. Their combat techniques emphasized aggressive assaults mimicking lion hunting patterns, coordinated pack tactics, isolating vulnerable targets, overwhelming prey through superior numbers and ferocity. Despite Sekhmet's physical manifestations providing tangible proof of divine favor, the Lion Clan's influence diminished over centuries as more Wakandans embraced the Panther god's worship, suggesting that visible divinity mattered less than the Panther cult's integration with Wakandan monarchy and their monopoly on the heart-shaped herb's enhancement. The Lion Clan's reduced status in modern Wakanda demonstrates that political power ultimately trumps theological arguments. Even gods must compete for mortal devotion in societies where faith intersects with governance. White Gorilla Cult. The White Gorilla Cult worships Gekri, the gorilla god based on the Baule deity, and in some traditions also venerates Ngi, the Yaoundé gorilla deity responsible for creating the first gorilla man, practicing rituals that grant superhuman abilities through consuming flesh from rare white apes mutated by vibranium radiation. The cult originated alongside other animal-worshipping groups before Wakanda's unification, battling the Panther Tribe, Crocodile Cult, Lion Clan, and Hyena Clan for dominance until Bashanga united the tribes. The cult was officially outlawed by Black Panther Authority, considered blasphemous by fundamentalist Wakandans who viewed the Panther god as sole legitimate deity, yet persisted through the Jabari Tribe's secret worship despite royal prohibition. The White Gorilla Cult's most famous practitioner was M'Baku, who performed forbidden ritual involving killing a rare white gorilla, bathing in its blood, and consuming its flesh to gain the creature's immense strength and physical prowess, transforming him into the man-ape with power rivaling the Black Panther himself. The ritual's effects grant superhuman strength sufficient to grapple with enhanced opponents, dramatically increased durability, allowing survival of blows that would kill normal humans, enhanced agility despite increased muscle mass, and bestial rage during combat, making practitioners fearless and relentless. M'Baku used these abilities to challenge T'Challa for Wakanda's throne while the king was abroad for several months, briefly defeating the Black Panther and claiming royal authority before being overcome and banished from the kingdom. The white apes themselves are mutated gorillas whose DNA was altered by vibranium radiation, making their flesh valuable source of superhuman enhancement for those willing to perform the blasphemous consumption ritual. The White Gorilla Cult represents persistent religious dissent within Wakanda, a tradition that refuses to acknowledge Panther supremacy despite centuries of royal authority, maintaining alternative spiritual path and periodically producing warriors capable of genuinely threatening the established order through access to supernatural strength independent of the heart-shaped herb's Panther god-granted powers. Level 6. Mountain Power. Jabari Tribe. The Jabari Tribe, also called the Mountain Tribe or Jabari, refused to accept the first Black Panther's rule after Bashanga united Wakanda, exiling themselves to the mountainous regions where they maintained traditional lifestyle, rejecting vibranium technology and modern innovation in favor of woodworking, agriculture, and faith in Hanuman, the gorilla god. Their isolation from mainstream Wakandan society lasted millennia, during which they developed distinct culture speaking Yoruba dialect instead of the Kosa favored by other tribes, wearing brown and white colors honoring the white monkey deity, creating finely carved wooden masks and religious figures based on Dogon tribal artifacts, and using natural materials like leather, fur, and treated wood rather than advanced metals or synthetic compounds. The Jabari became master carpenters whose craftsmanship rivaled technological achievements of other tribes, producing structural engineering marvels, defensive fortifications, and weapons entirely from organic materials enhanced through techniques perfecting wood's natural properties, rather than replacing it with artificial alternatives. Despite rejecting vibranium, the Jabari maintained formidable military capabilities through superior physical training, tactical discipline, and weapons that proved effective even against technologically superior opponents. Their warriors fight using wooden clubs, staves, and shields reinforced through proprietary treatment processes, wear armor combining wood, leather, and fur that provides surprising protection while allowing mobility in mountainous terrain, and employ combat techniques emphasizing strength, endurance, and coordinated assault patterns. The Jabari leader M'Baku challenged T'Challa for the throne twice, first opposing his ascension out of traditionalist conviction that Wakanda should remain isolated, later challenging again after Shuri's apparent decision to refuse the mantle, with the ending suggesting M'Baku may become Wakanda's first non-Panther king in recorded history. The Jabari's participation in the Battle of Wakanda against Thanos' forces marked their reintegration into Wakandan society after millennia of self-imposed exile, with their warriors proving that dedication, training, and traditional weapons could match technological advantage when wielded by disciplined soldiers fighting for their homeland. M'Baku's appointment to the Wakandan Tribal Council represents the Jabari finally receiving recognition as equal partners in Wakanda's future, rather than exiled dissidents tolerated at the kingdom's margins. Level 7. Royal Divine Tribe. Golden Tribe. The Golden Tribe, more commonly called the Panther Tribe, consists of the royal family descended from Bashenga, the first Black Panther who united Wakanda's warring factions after single-handedly preventing the vibranium meteor's catastrophic explosion by forming the Panther Cult to guard the mound and contain the demon spirits created by vibranium radiation. Unlike the 5 primary tribes that formed through geographic or economic specialization, the Golden Tribe exists as bloodline rather than territory-based organization, including only those with direct ancestry to Bashenga, regardless of where they reside or what roles they fulfill in Wakandan society. This lineage carries profound significance. Every Black Panther has descended from Bashenga's line, creating unbroken dynasty spanning 10,000 years, and only members of the Golden Tribe can consume the heart-shaped herb without dying, as the herb responds to bloodline connection to Bast, requiring specific genetic markers present only in Bashenga's descendants. The tribe's name derives from their royal status and association with gold used in ceremonial regalia, though they maintain close connection to the Panther totem that distinguishes them from other Wakandan groups. The Golden Tribe's political power stems from their religious authority. As descendants of the first Black Panther and inheritors of Bast's favor, they command spiritual legitimacy that transcends military strength or economic resources, making their rule accepted as divinely ordained rather than merely politically convenient. The heart-shaped herb provides the Black Panther with enhanced strength, speed, agility, reflexes, and senses, pushing them to superhuman levels, plus mystical connection to Bast granting visions, ancestral knowledge from previous Black Panthers, and in some instances, ability to channel the Panther God's power directly. These abilities make the reigning Black Panther Wakanda's most formidable individual combatant, while simultaneously serving as spiritual leader, head of state, military commander, and living symbol of national identity. The Golden Tribe's members include the current royal family, T'Challa, Shuri, Queen Mother Ramonda, plus extended relatives, cadet branches, and descendants who don't occupy throne but maintain privileged status as potential heirs. When T'Challa died, the heart-shaped herb's destruction meant Shuri faced ascension to Black Panther mantle without the enhancement previous monarchs received, requiring her to prove that the Golden Tribe's right to rule derived from leadership qualities and connection to Wakandan values, rather than purely superhuman abilities granted by consuming sacred plants. The Golden Tribe represents the fusion of political authority, religious significance, and superhuman capability that makes Wakanda's monarchy unique among world governments, a dynasty where divine favor manifests as measurable enhancement, transforming faith into tangible power. If you enjoyed this ranking, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into comic book powers and abilities. Which Wakandan tribe surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one.